Good evening. You're watching the news on Croatian television. Parliament will vote on Wednesday to confirm 3 constitutional court nominees and on a motion to create a special commission that would investigate what led to the crisis at Agrokor in a deal reached between the HDZ and the opposition SDP. The 2 parties worked out a tentative deal last week but could not agree on the order of voting. That has now been resolved. Starting on October 30th, the Agrokor Commission would have 6 months to investigate what brought Croatia's largest privately owned company to the brink of bankruptcy.
The 2 of us are here today on behalf of Croatia's 2 largest political parties that, despite some problems along the way, managed to reach an agreement on the confirmation of Constitutional Court justices and the formation of an investigative commission on Agrokor. No more, no less. If we want to get the 2/3 majorities we need tomorrow, it is better that we not fight today. We don't want the wrong choice of words to derail the agreement.
President Kolinda Grabar-Kitarović has issued a statement in response to the Agrokor audit released on Monday. The president expressed concern that the state of the company's finances were so much worse than had been originally reported. She urged justice authorities to take appropriate action in order to restore faith in Croatia's judiciary. She also sent a message to Andrej Plenković's government. It is crucial for Croatia to maintain current production levels, safeguard the value of Agrokor's units, among them some of Croatia's leading food industry companies. I expect the government to protect Croatia's economic interests at home and abroad, while ensuring that not a single kuna of Agrokor's debt is passed on to taxpayers. We must take advantage of this crisis to finally complete the transition process and raise Croatia up from the bottom of the EU ladder when it comes to positive indicators. Finance Minister Zdravko Marić says that as far as taxes are concerned, Agrokor is in the clear and that the company could no longer affect public finances.
So far, we haven't seen any major negative repercussions from the Agrokor crisis on the economy. This is supported by macroeconomic indicators and high-frequency indicators. The tourism season is behind us, and I've been monitoring revenue collection on a daily basis.
The companies that supply and produce goods for Agrokor say that they are not going to give up on the old debt the company owes them. They also say they will not agree to a write-off above 15%. Following the release of the audit, the head of the Croatian Employers Association says it is time for state institutions to take action. Given that criminal complaints have been filed, it is up to the state prosecutor's office and tax authorities to prove and authenticate all of the irregularities uncovered by the audit. Ahead of its annual meeting in Washington, the IMF has released its latest World Economic Outlook. The forecast is more optimistic than its last 2 reports. The IMF expects Croatia's economy to grow 2.9% in 2017 and 2.7% in 2018. The IMF upgraded its global economic forecast for 2017 by 0.1% to 3.6% and to 3.7% for 2018 from its April and July outlook. The outlook for the EU was revised up to 2.1%, while the United States outlook remains unchanged at 2.2%. In international news, the results of Catalonia's October 1st referendum were a yes to independence. The region's leader told Parliament tonight. Charles Puigdemont suspended the effects of the Declaration of Independence to hold talks with Spain, saying the conflict could be resolved through negotiations. Madrid has warned earlier that declaring independence would be met with swift countermeasures.
The government and myself, we propose that Parliament suspend the effects of a Declaration of Independence so that in the next few weeks we start a dialogue without which it is not possible to get to a concerted solution. We firmly believe that at this moment a de-escalation of tensions is necessary, and especially a clear and committed willingness to move forward the demands of the Catalan people from the results of the 1st of October.
Several thousand elderly Croatians protested today in Zagreb, Split, Osijek, Pula, Slavonski Brod and Zadar, demanding higher pensions. Croatia has the second lowest pensions in the European Union on average, second only to Bulgaria. According to some statistics, half of all retirees live below the poverty line. Protesters called on the government to stop their continued slide into destitution.
105,000 people live in Croatia on 250 kuna per month. Another 340,000 get 1,600 kuna per month. I'd like someone from the government to explain how to live on a budget of 900 kuna per month when expenses add up to 2,000 kuna.
I worked for 35 years and my pension is 2,200 kuna per month. I live alone. My husband died 20 years ago. Without help from my daughter, I would not be able to survive. I'd live on flour and water soup.
Here is what Labor and Pension System Minister Marko Pavić had to say about the protests.
The pension budget is currently between 38 and 39 billion kuna. The demands of the pensioners' union for a 19% retroactive benefit hike for everyone who retired after 1999 would add up to tens of billions of kuna. This is not realistic, not right now.
A retrospective opened tonight at the Museum of Contemporary Art in Zagreb, honoring one of Croatia's most respected 20th century architects, Vjenceslav Richter. Rebel with a Vision offers an in-depth look at Richter's work, some of which can be seen in major museums around the world.
In the field of fine art, he's an architect. In the field of architecture, he's an artist. It's fascinating to see how easily he transitioned from one medium to another.
In sports, Croatia played its last group stage qualification match for the 2018 World Cup last night. Led by new coach Zlatko Dalic, Croatia beat Ukraine in Kiev 2-0, keeping its hopes of qualifying alive. After leading comfortably in Group I, Croatia put in a series of poor performances and surrendered first place and direct qualification to Iceland. Ante Čačić was fired after Friday's 1-1 draw against Finland. Croatia will now play an additional qualifier in November. The 8 best group runners-up will compete for the final 4 tickets to the World Cup. Croatia will find out its opponent in a draw on October 17th.
Wednesday's forecast calls for mostly sunny skies. The interior and the north coast may see some moderate passing clouds. There will be light breezes inland and variable winds along the coast. Morning lows will range from 4 to 9 degrees in continental Croatia and from 12 to 16 on the Adriatic. The day's highs will be between 18 and 23. Dry and stable conditions are expected over the next 3 days. In the interior, the days will be mostly sunny, but there is a chance of low-lying clouds and fog early in the day. The mornings will be brisk with temperatures between 5 and 10 degrees. The mercury will climb above 20 during the day. On the coast, sunshine with only some occasional clouds is expected until the end of the week. The north may see some heavier clouds on Thursday and perhaps a few drops of rain. There will be a light morning northeasterly and a moderate northwesterly towards open waters during the day. Afternoon temperatures will be between 20 and 25 degrees.
And that brings us to the end of our program. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you again tomorrow.